Hi everyone, welcome to this channel and particularly to this video. Today we are going to be playing a very interesting game. It's a common game, spin the wheel. But wait, there's a twist to ours today. I built this game with my simple, small programming skills, and this game is going to help people who do not love reading books, meaning they do not like going through pages, thousands and thousands of pages, and also people who do not have the time to sit down and actually read a book. So this game is going to help us get insights from the book without really having to sit down and read the whole book, and then now see how this game works. This is like I'm stating out the rules of the game. So here is the game. Okay, so you come and add your book. Maybe you have a book that you want to really get some information from, and you just come and click here, add books. So we choose a book from in a PDF form, and you won't see this pop-up window, but I have quite a number of books on my computer, and today's book that we are doing is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. You don't ask me why I chose that, but honestly I think we all need this. This is a book by Harv Eker. I don't know if I pronounced that well, but I like the insights. Think rich to get rich, and master the inner game of wealth. So I think by the end of this, we're all gonna be rich. If what do we say? If only and only if we put what we get from here into practice. All right. I love such books because they make me empowered, they make me strive harder or work smarter and become the financially independent lady that I want to be. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right, so we uploaded our book and it reads the pages. It's 200 pages. So we come to spin the wheel. So when we spin the wheel, a random page number is picked. It can be 0, it can be 1, it can be anything. I don't think 0. I don't have 0 in this. So when I spin and maybe I get a number like 18, we can spin practically. Page 105 exists in all books. Of course, all books, because it's only the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind is what has been uploaded. So when we see page 105, we go and enter our book and look for that page 105. Alright, scroll to 105. So when we are at 105, we read, what does 105 say? So I'm going to start. Appropriate to hide it from people who need it. Suppose you had a cure for arthritis and you met someone who was suffering and in pain with the disease. Would you hide it from him or her? Would you wait for that person to read your mind or guess that you have a product that could help? What would you think of someone who didn't offer suffering people their opportunity because they were too shy, too afraid, or too cool to promote? More often than not, people who have a problem with promotion don't fully believe in their product or don't fully believe in themselves. Consequently, it's difficult for them to imagine that other people believe so strongly in their value and that in their value that they want to share it with everyone who comes their way and in any way they can. If you believe that what you have to offer can truly assist people, it's your duty to let as many people as possible know about it. In this way, you not only help people, you get rich. Declaration. Place your hand on your heart and say, where's my heart? And say, I promote my value to others with passion and enthusiasm. Touch your head and say, I have a millionaire mind. I like this. Millionaire mind actions. 1. Rate the product or service you are currently offering or you are planning to offer from 1 to 10 in terms of how much you believe in its value. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. If your rating result is 7 to 9, oh my god, that is the end of page 105. The rule of the game, remember, you don't read anything above or below the page that was chosen. So insights from this page 105, I've gotten that when you have a service, or when you have a talent, or you have a product to offer, you don't really need to wait. First of all, you have to know its worth, you have to know its value. In that way, you will not have to wait for anyone to tell you, all right, this is the time to show that this product or service of yours has value. You just come in, and if, like, for example, you talk to a person, if you see a person with arthritis and you have a cure, would you wait for that person to speak out? No. You have the product, go and cure the problem in such a way. You promote your product, you promote, and everyone will come to know, oh, there's someone who has the cure to arthritis. So when you have a service, or when you have a product, know its value and go and execute that value that you see in the product. So you get the rule of the game. Let's go to the next one. Next page. It's next spin though. Next spin. What am I saying? It's next spin. Spin the wheel. Page 30. Page 30 is our lucky page. Let's go to page 30. So what does page 30 say? The day you win your financial freedom, then by virtue of the law of intention, that's exactly what you will get. Earlier we said that most of us tend to, let me zoom in a little. Earlier we said that most of us tend to be identical to one or both problems. Oh my god, why am I saying problems? I'm reading again. Earlier we said that most of us tend to be identical to one or both parents in the arena of money. But there is also the flip side of the coin. Some of us end up being exactly the opposite of one or both parents. Why would that happen? Do the words anger and rebellion ring a bell? In short, it just depends on how ticked off you were at them. Unfortunately, as little kids, we can't say to our parents, Mom and Dad, have a seat. I'd like to discuss something with you. I'm not fond of the way you're managing your money, or for that matter, your lives, and therefore, when I become an adult, I'll be doing things quite differently. I hope you understand. Good night now and pleasant dreams. No. It doesn't go quite that way. Instead, when our buttons are pushed, we generally freak out, and what comes out sounds more like, I hate you, I'll never be like you. When I grow up, I'm gonna be rich. Then I'll get whatever I want, whether you like it or not. Then we run to our bedroom, slam the door, and start pounding our pillows or whatever else is at hand to vent our frustration. Many people who come from poor families become angry and rebellious about it. Okay. Often they either go out and get rich or at least have the motivation to do so. But there is one little hiccup, which is actually a big bump. Whether such people get rich or work their bands off trying to become successful, they are not usually happy. Why? Okay, this is new. Because the root of their wealth or motivation for money is anger and resentment. Consequently, money and anger become linked in their minds, and the more money such individuals have or strive for, the angrier they get. This is end of page 30. Wow. All right. What has really caught my mind so much is this last part. Many people who come from poor families become angry and rebellious about it. Often they either go out and get rich, often they go out and get rich, or at least have the motivation to do so. But there is one little hiccup, which is actually a big bug. Whether such people get rich or work their bands off trying to become successful, they are not usually happy. Why? Because the root of their wealth or motivation for money is anger and resentment. So this speaks so much. If you driven by anger, driven by frustration to become rich, then there is a possibility, according to this book, there's a possibility you will still remain angry and unhappy even when you become rich. So I think your basis for gaining riches should have a certain positive ground, a certain happy ground, I can say. I think I like this. This has reminded me of what I was thinking of this morning when I woke up. I was thinking of, if you say you are going to become rich, for example, you see how you I'm going to give an example. If the shoe suits you or fits you, Cinderella, don't get offended. All right. I'm going to give an example where a girl and a lady and a man are in a relationship, and then things go south, and then there is a breakup. And then I'm going to say the lady goes and starts pounding, working so hard to get whatever she wants, to become rich, so that she frustrates the guy or show the guy how and why that he was. So that basis of becoming rich may get you may get you angry throughout. I'm just thinking, like, I was thinking about that this morning, like, well, the reason why you're getting rich really matters. And if you're getting rich to help someone, if you're getting rich to put a positive mark on someone, then I think that's the best decision you ever made. Actually, I've even remembered Mr. Beast. Look at his reason. Okay, like what he does. He has a philanthropy. He's giving out a lot of stuff here and there. Of course, there may be frustration that he doesn't really talk about on media, but at least we see he has a joy doing that. All right, I don't want to speak so much. Let's go back and spin the wheel. Spin the wheel, baby. Page 7. I really hope we have content on page 7. All right, let's go to page 7. So here is page 7. Page 7 basically has the table of content, and I think this is very helpful because it will let you know what to expect in this book. So the first thing you'll find is, who the heck is Harv Eker, and why should I read this book? Part 1, your money blueprint. Part 2, the wealth files. 17 ways rich people think and act differently from poor and middle class people. I think I like this part. So what the heck do I do now? Special bonus offers on page 193. Share the wealth. Recommended sources index. All right, that's the end of page 7. It makes me curious. Makes me want to read this whole book right now. Let's play the game. Spin the wheel, spin the wheel, spin the wheel. All right, page 8. It's really okay. Let's go to page 8. All right, page 8 has acknowledgments about the author, credits, cover, copyright, about the publisher. All right, that's page 8. Next page, page 18. Let's turn to page 18, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So here's page 18, and it reads, so no money and success blueprint already embedded in our subconscious mind. I think this part, so no, was coming from a word up there. All right, and this blueprint, more than anything and everything else combined, will determine your financial destiny. What is a money blueprint? As an analogy, let's consider the blueprint for a house. which is a preset plan or design for that particular home. In the same way, your money blueprint is simply your preset program or way of being in relation to money. I want to introduce you to an extremely important formula. It determines how you create your reality and wealth. Many of the most respected teachers in the field of human potential have used this formula as a foundation of their teachings, called the process of manifestation. It goes like this: T to F to R is equal to R. I don't know if those R's what they mean. Let's continue reading. So we have here a wealth principle. Thoughts lead to feelings. Okay. Feelings lead to actions. Actions lead to results. I think I agree with this so much. Your financial blueprint consists of a combination of your thoughts, feelings, and actions in the arena of money. So how is your money blueprint formed? The answer is simple. Your financial blueprint consists primarily of the information or programming you received in the past, and especially as a young child. Wow. Who were the primary sources of this programming or conditioning? For most people, the list includes parents, SIB. It ends there. We read, we don't judge, we don't assume. It ends at SIB. Alright. So what is the insight from this page? There's quite something. From this principle, thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, actions lead to results. This speaks, I want to speak in the line of poverty. When you have a poverty-like mindset, you definitely start feeling poor. You be poor in ideas, poor in financial, like those are, like, I don't know how, but they say those feelings get incorporated into you. I'm giving from my experience. Someone's going to say, oh, she had a poor mindset. It's all right, don't judge me. All right, thoughts lead to feelings, and so that poverty thought leads to a certain feeling of you're not worthy, you are not worthy to be in the rich, something like that. Then those feelings lead to certain actions. Those actions could be you stop trying so hard, you stop working so hard or so smart to get what you want because of the poverty mindset that you have. And then now those actions of not trying to do something or being hesitant lead to certain results. Actually, you become poor. Like now it really shows out that you are poor. That's my kind of thinking. I don't know what you guys think. Please let me know in the comment section. I'm just trying to use little instances here and there to get insights from this. And I like that idea of a financial blueprint. And then there's something here. Who were the primary sources of this programming or conditioning for most people? The list includes parents. And I think this speaks so much to the responsibility of parents in raising a certain kind of mindset in a child. This really speaks so much because look at the statements. Your financial blueprint consists primarily of the information or programming you received in the past. For example, if your parents, as you grew up, your parents told you being rich is bad, money is the root of all evil, money is dangerous, money is that, money is that. Those marks are in the child's mind, and later on in the future, the kid will see no need to become rich or no need to really press on so hard because money is the root of all evil. You get? But what if we made it the other way around? We tell the kid, not money, but poverty is the root of all evil. That is what Napoleon Hill wrote in one of his books. Think and Grow Rich? No. I've forgotten. I don't know. I'm so sorry if that is not the book. But it's a book I've been reading by Napoleon Hill. Think and... Not Think and Grow. I'm not sure. So, money I mean, poverty and not money is the root of all evil. If we did it that way, we can at least get our kids. I don't have a child. Your children and my children to be thinking that they will be rich, and being rich is not a sin. Is not, you know. All right, let's go. Let me not speak so much. Spin the wheel, baby. 34. Let's see what 34 says. So what does 34 tell us? Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. What did I just say? 34 Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Mind is now speaking millions. Alright, steps for change. Modeling is one. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to say modeling. Awareness. Consider the ways of being and habits each of your parents had around money and wealth. Write down how you may be identical or opposite to either of them. This is really so in line to what we just saw and spoke about in the previous page. I don't know what you guys think. Please, in the comment section, let's meet there. Understanding. Write down the effect this modeling has had on your financial life. Alright? Disassociation. Can you see this way of being is only what you learned and isn't you? Can you see you have a choice in the present moment to be different? Oh my god, I like this. Declaration. Place your hand over your heart. Hope this is my heart. Everyone has one heart, and it's always on the left. Place your hand over your heart and say, what I modeled around money was their way. I choose my way. Amen. Amen. Touch your head and say, I have a millionaire mind. I like this. So the third influence, specific incidents. The third primary way in which we are conditioned is by specific incidents. What did you experience when you were young around money, wealth, and rich people? The experiences are extremely important because they shape the beliefs, or rather the illusions you now live by. That's very true. Let me give you an example. A woman who was an operating room nurse attended the Millionaire Mind intensive seminar. Josie had an excellent income, but somehow she always spent all of her money. When we dug a little deeper, she revealed that when she was 11 years old, oh my god, this is the worst way to end page 38. 34, I mean. Oh god, so bad. But let's get insights from this book. I really do agree so much with this. It still relates to what we said in the previous page. Your experience around money in the past really affects your current experience with money. I mean, your experience with money in the present. But there is an opportunity to change. Look at this association. Can you see this way of being is only what you learned and isn't you? You just learned it. So meaning you can actually unlearn it. You get? So can you see you have a choice in the present moment to be different? Wow. I think I like this. Actually, I'm going to speak. I'm going to try giving an example. When as a child. Okay. Maybe I give a personal relating to me. When I was a kid, I saw the rich people and their way of life. Like most of them are so reserved. This is from my childhood setting. It could have been different for you. they had a quiet way of life. They were always isolated. You find in Africa here, you find someone has built a fence of I don't know how many meters long, a very high fence that you do not see in there, and you try to you know your parents tell you don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. You're not sure of how those people get their money. You're not sure of this and that. You're not sure of this and that. You're not sure of this. So as a child, you grow up thinking, it seems all these people who are rich have fishy, unclean ways of getting their money. And so you try to stay away from riches. And yet, in one of the books Napoleon Hill wrote, he said, make friends with money, and also make friends with the rich people, something like that. Make friends with the rich. Make friends, something like that. You really need to be around people with a rich mindset, or even with those riches, for you to understand how riches work. But in that instance where you are being told, do not stay with them, they have weird ways of getting money, blah 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 blah, it actually shapes what your financial behavior or character later in the future. So I totally agree with this, but he gives us a possibility of life gives us a possibility of disassociating ourselves from that. It is something we just learned. We can also unlearn it. It's like writing something on a blank slate. You can choose to rub it off. So that is it. I really like this. Let's spin the wheel. I'm enjoying this book. Spin the wheel. Page 134. All right, let's go to page 134. So what does page 134 tell us? Happiness are mutually exclusive. That either you can be rich or you can be happy. Again, this is nothing more than poor programming. People who are rich in every sense of the word understand that you have to have both. Just as you have to have both your arms and legs, you have to have money and happiness. Honestly, if you have money without happiness, oh my, it's so sad. Alright, you can have your cake and eat it too. So here's another major difference between rich people, middle class people, and poor people. Rich people believe you can have your cake and eat it too. Middle class people believe cake is too rich, so I'll only have a little piece. Poor people don't believe they deserve cake, so they order a donut, focus on the whole, and wonder why they have nothing. This speaks volumes. We shall come back there. Let's read the wealth principle. Rich people believe you can have your cake and eat it too. Middle class people believe cake is too rich, so I'll only have a little piece. Poor people don't believe they deserve cake, so they order a donut, focus on the whole, and wonder why they have nothing. I like this. I ask you, what is the use of having your cake if you can't eat it? What exactly are you supposed to do with it? Oh my god, this is not a good way of ending page 134. Leaves us hanging. But let's try to comprehend and understand something here. This speaks so much. In my African society here, you hear that the rich people don't show off. The rich people, actually, those ones who don't dress, like that good dressing and all that. Okay, yes, I kind of agree to that, because even out of the African setting, I've seen Mr. Beast. I like the way he dresses. He's so simple, so down to earth. But he's rich. I can say he has not. I don't know if he has ever mentioned he's rich, but from what we see, he's rich. But now let's come back to the African setting. I don't know what to say, but this is so true. This is so true. You find a rich person, okay, the people whom we think are rich. From today on, I don't think these people are rich. I think now they are the middle class people. You know, being rich also just just doesn't end at having the money. It also goes to the mindset you get. So if you think you call yourself rich, but you can't eat from it, then it's most likely you just have the money, but the mindset is not rich, or you have poor programming skills or poor budgeting skills, something like that. This speaks to me in such a kind of in that sense. So meaning from now on, being rich means you have the monies, you have the wealth, but you also have a rich mindset, a rich thinking, a rich problem solving skill. You get? For me, that is what this whole page speaks to me. I don't know what you all think. I may be just speaking what you don't understand, but for me, that's what I think. You can have your cake and eat it too. I like this. Spin the wheel, baby. Oh, spin the wheel, spin the wheel, spin the wheel, spin the wheel. Page 27. Let's go find out what page 27 says. So what does page 27 tell us? Here we are. The best of moods, nor was generosity his wrong suit. If I asked him for anything that cost even a penny, his standard reply after the usual, "What am I made? What am I? Made of money?" was, "Are you crazy?" Of course, I wouldn't get a dime, but what I would get was that, "Don't even think of asking again." Glare. I'm sure you know the one. I don't know if I read this well. This scenario would last for about a year or two until the homes were finally sold. Then we'd be rolling in dough. All of a sudden, my dad was a different person. He would be happy, kind, and extremely generous. He would come over and ask me if I needed a few bucks. I felt like giving him his glare back, but I wasn't that stupid, so I just said, "Sure, Dad, thanks," and rolled my eyes. Okay, I don't know if I rolled mine too. Life was good until that dreaded day when he would come home and announce, "I found a good piece of land. We are going to build again." I distinctly remember saying, "Great, Dad, good luck," as my heart sank, knowing the struggle that was about to unfold again. This pattern lasted from the time I could remember, when I was about 6, until the age of 21, when I moved out of my parents' house for good. Then it stopped, or so I thought. At 21 years of age, I finished school and became, you guessed it, a builder. I then went on to several other types of project-based businesses. For some strange reason, I would make a small fortune, but just a short time later, I would be broke. I would get into another business and believe I was on top of the world again, only to hit bottom a year later. This up and down pattern went on for nearly 10 years before I realized that maybe the problem wasn't the type of business I was choosing, the partners I was choosing, the employees I had, the state of the economy, or decision too. Oh my God, page 27 just got done like that. But I'm trying to think, he's narrating of his parents' financial character in the past, or financial behavior in the past, and its influence on him. Yeah, again, this passage has reminded me of the rat race in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Chasing small things that you think will satisfy you, later on realize they actually do not satisfy. You start chasing again in the hope that they'll satisfy. After that, after reaching there, they don't satisfy. You continue chasing, so your whole lifetime you are in a rat race. You think you've gotten it, you fall from up to the bottom, and then you go back up. You think this time around it will maybe do better, but you're using the same methods to do whatever you're trying to do. So the habits, the methods affect results. It's just an insight I've gotten. It has reminded me of that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Let's spin the wheel, spin the wheel, spin the wheel, spin. Page 37. Did we read this? Let's see. Page 37, baby. So what does page 37 say? I'm so glad it started with a success story from Deborah Shumitov. I don't know if I pronounced that well. I'm so sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Alright, so it seems to be an email from her to Harv Eker, subject financially free. Harv, today I have 18 sources of passive income and I no longer need a job. Yes, I am rich. But more importantly, my life is enriched, joyful, and abundant. But it wasn't always this way. Money used to be a burden to me. I trusted strangers to manage my financial affairs just so I wouldn't have to deal with it. I lost almost everything during the last stock market crash, and I didn't even realize it until it was too late. More importantly, I lost my self-respect. Paralyzed with fear, shame, and hopelessness, I withdrew from everyone and everything around me. I continued to punish myself right up until I was dragged to the Millionaire Mind. You all need to read this book. She's already mentioning this. During that transformational weekend, I reclaimed my power and resolved to take control of my own financial destiny. I embraced the declarations of wealth and forgave myself for past mistakes. It's very important. Truly believing that I deserve to be wealthy. And now, I'm actually having fun managing my own money. I'm financially free and know I always will be because I have a millionaire mind, baby. Ha! Thank you, Harv. Thank you. Oh my God. This is just enough for all of you to read this book. For all of you to read this book. I don't have anything to say. This is like what will happen after I've read the book. You better go read the book. You better go read the book. Let's spin the game. Spin the game. What am I saying? Spin the wheel. Page 164. Let's go find out what it says. So what does page 164 say? Since I gave a previous example involving my in-laws, it's only fair I give you an example involving my own parents. My parents weren't poor, but they barely made the middle class. My dad worked extremely hard and my mom wasn't physically well, and so she stayed home with us kids. My dad was a carpenter and recognized that all the builders who employed him were developing land they had purchased years and years ago. He also recognized they were all fairly rich. My parents too saved their pennies and eventually had enough to buy a 3-acre parcel of land about 20 miles outside the city in which they lived. It cost them $60,000. 10 years later, a developer decided he wanted to build a strip mall on that property. My parents sold for $600,000, less than their original investment. That's an average earnings of $54,000 a year from that investment, while my dad earned only about $15,000 to a high of $20,000 a year from his job. Of course, they are retired now and live quite comfortably, but I guarantee that without the purchase and sale of this property, they would have been living by the skin of their teeth. Thank goodness my father recognized the power of investment and especially the value of investing in real estate. Now you know why I collect land. While poor people see a dollar as a dollar to trade for something they want right now, rich people see every dollar as a seed that can be planted to earn $100 more, which can then be replanted to earn $1,000 more. Think about it. Every dollar you spend today may actually cost you $100 tomorrow. Personally, I consider each of my dollars to be investment soldiers, and their mission is freedom. I like this. Needless to say, I'm careful with my freedom fighters and don't get rid of them quickly or easily. Wow, I like page 164. This has reminded me, actually, especially this part has reminded me of Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson. He spoke in one of the interviews I watched about him, and he was saying every money he gets from YouTube, he just reinvests it. I remember a video he shot of when he got his first deal, a brand deal, and they told him, they suggested to pay him $5,000, and he insisted, please make it 10,000. Make it 10,000, and I'm going to give this dollars to a homeless person on the streets. So that was something insane. Like, I'm just a young person. This is the first time maybe I'm holding $10,000. I would be selfish. I would want to do all things that I've been wanting to do the whole of my life, maybe visiting here and there. But he made this an investment. Like, it's a different kind of investment. It's not an investment where he went and bought land, set up some structure here and there. No, he invested, I don't know how to explain, like he invested it in a homeless person. And this is the video that blew up. And since then, he says every money he gets, he keeps investing. And that was such a rich mind. Like, Mr. Beast, you're so rich, even in the mind. So this has reminded me. So while you as a poor person, not you, sorry to say that, apologies, while poor people see a dollar as a dollar to trade for something they want right now, rich people see every dollar as a seed. So I think we should all be seeing the little monies that we get as seeds, other than income to invest immediately to get short-term gratification. I don't know if that is the best way I can say, but I like it. We have let's spin again. Page 60 exists, so let's go find out what page 60 says. So page 60 says, thing as really rich victim. Did you get that? I'll say it again. There is no such thing as a really rich victim. Besides, who would listen? I got a scratch in my yacht. To which almost anyone would respond, who gives a hoot? Alright, wealth principle. There is no such thing as a really rich victim. Meanwhile, being a victim definitely has its rewards. What do people get out of being a victim? The answer is attention. Is attention important? No, for me. You bet it is. In some form or another, it's what almost everyone lives for. And the reason people live for attention is that they've made a critical mistake. It is the same error that virtually all of us have made. We've confused attention with love. Oh my, I like this. Believe me, it is virtually impossible to be truly happy and successful when you're constantly yearning for attention. No one cares. It reminds me, there's a channel I watch called Sprout, and he interviews a good number of people who have lived for ages, or people who have been in Stanfield, people who, you should check out that channel as well. It's not a paid ad, I'm just speaking my experience. Alright, and in one of the videos, an older lady said, no one really cares. No one really cares about you. Like, stop saying, don't even look for attention. No one cares whether you fail or pass. No one cares, bro. No one cares. Let's continue reading. Alright, so where did I end? I'm going to start from believe me. Believe me, it's virtually impossible to be truly happy and successful when you're constantly yearning for attention. Because if it's attention you want, you're at the mercy of others. Very true. You usually end up as a people pleaser begging for approval. Attention seeking is also a problem because people tend to do stupid things to get it. So bad. It is imperative to unhook attention and love for a number of reasons. First, you'll be more successful. Second, you'll be happier. And third, you can find true love in your life. For the most part, when people confuse love and attention, they don't love each other in the true spiritual sense of the word. They love each other largely from the place of their own ego, as in, I love what you do for me. I've heard those couples on YouTube saying this so much. Therefore, the relationship is really about the individual and not about the other person, or at least the both of you. By disconnecting attention from love, you will be freed. I like this. I like this. I like this. And this is so true. This is so true. It actually even speaks to people want to do something so that they can be seen. Oh my god. This, like, you want to be approved whether you're doing the right thing or not. Meaning it's not really coming from a certain point in your heart that, oh man, I don't know how to say this. Please guys, in the comment section, let's meet there. Let's explain this so much. I love this. There's no such thing as a really rich victim. By the way, playing this victim kind of mindset makes you a weak person. Playing a victim instead of for example, you made mistakes in the past, and I can talk more in the African setting. There are a lot of, even I believe out of Africa, there are a lot of family issues here and there. Like, I don't know the exact percentage, but at least a greater percent of families are having family issues, especially parent to parent or parent to children family issues. And those kind of things tend to get the victims. Tend to get, for example, if I'm a child and I grew up in such parent to parent issue kind of family, I start blaming my parents for everything. I become the victim in this case. My parents, if they had taken this path, would be rich. If they had done this and that, would be rich, would be having this money. At least I would have gone to school. At least I would be doing this. At least I would have achieved my dreams. Please, please, please. Wake up and understand that you are solely responsible for your life. As soon as you reach a certain age of maturity and understanding, you should really understand that you are responsible for your life from that point onwards. Forgive the past, let it be. There is no perfect human being. Let it go and focus on being a better you. Don't play the victim part. You tell everyone, and we have made mistakes so much in that instance. Oh, my parents didn't do this, my parents didn't do that. If they had done that, I believe I would have been here, I would have been there, I would have been this big. No, that's being a victim mindset that will never grow. You remain being a victim because you get, I'm going to relate it to a dopamine release. Your dopamine is released when you see other people show love to you. As I have mentioned, your kind of stories. I was almost saying vague. But you shouldn't be a victim. You should actually look forward to getting out of that. That's why this principle says there is no such thing as a really rich victim. That means there is no victim, a person with a victim mindset who is actually rich. You get that? Spin the wheel, baby. Spin the wheel. 77. Let's find out what's there. So do you know what 77 gives us? Another success story. Another success story. Let's read through it. Success story from Jim Rosemary. From Jim Rosemary to T. Harv Eker. If someone had said to me, I would have doubled my income and simultaneously doubled my time off. I would have said that was not possible. But that is exactly what has happened. In 1 year, our business grew 175%, and in that same year, we took a total of 7 weeks of vacation time, much of that spent at additional peak potential seminars. This is outstanding considering we have experienced minimal growth over the previous 5 years and struggled to get even 2 weeks of time off a year. As a result of knowing Harv Eker and being involved with peak potentials, I have a deeper understanding of myself and a greater appreciation for the abundance in my life. My relationship with my wife and children has been immeasurably enhanced. I now see more opportunities than I ever thought possible. I feel that I truly am on the right path to success in all its facets. Lead to having both money and meaning. The choice is yours. Declaration. Place your hand on your heart and say, I think big. I choose to help thousands and thousands of people. Whew. There is something this guy has in common with Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast. I like this. Wait, let's first go back, and that's the end of this page 77. This is the lady with her testimony of success after, I think, all the steps she followed from Harv Eker. I think this really is amazing to hear. And please, guys, if you haven't read this book, please just grab this book from. This is not an ad. This is not an ad, guys. Look for the book. Go and buy the book. Shop it. I don't know, in whatever country or city you are in, please find this book. It's the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. So here, what really caught my attention most, okay, the success story is a testimony that it actually works if you put it to work. All right. My attention is so much here. I think big. I choose to help thousands and thousands of people. I don't know what to say. Lead to having both money and meaning. The choice is yours. If you have money and you lose meaning of life, then I don't perceive that as being rich. You're actually suffering. But if you have money, you have the wealth, you have the riches, and your life still has meaning, purpose, then you're rich. You're rich. You're rich. Oh my God, you're rich. Let's spin the wheel, baby. I'm liking this. 180 excess. Let's go find out. Alright, what does page 180 tells us? I already like the principle it shows immediately. There's a wealth principle there. You can be right or you can be rich, but you can't be both. This speaks something. We shall get back there when we are trying to make sense out of it. There is a saying that author and speaker Jim Rohn uses that makes perfect sense here. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. I like this. You already know your way. What you need is to know some new ways. That's why I wrote this book. I like this. If you don't like this, then you will not like anything else, including your wife, your spouse. I didn't say that. My goal is to give you some new mental files to add to the ones you already have. I'm ready to have those files, baby. Bring them on. New files mean new ways of thinking, new actions, and therefore new results. That's why it's imperative you continue to learn and grow. Physicists, oh my God, this is where I draw the line. I honestly can't pronounce this well. Physicists agree that nothing in this world is static. That's true. Everything alive is constantly changing. Take any plant. If a plant isn't growing, it is dying. That's true. It's the same with people as well as all the other living organisms. If you're not growing, you are dying. Please, better find a life. Aha! One of my favorite sayings is by author and philosopher Harv Eker, who said, "The learners shall inherit the earth, while the land will be beautifully equipped to live in a world that no longer exists." Another way of saying that is, if you're not continuously learning, you'll be left behind. Poor people claim that they can't afford to get educated due to the lack of time or money. On the other hand, rich people relate to Benjamin Franklin's quote, "If you think education is expensive, try ignorance." Oh my god, I'm liking this book. I'm sure you've heard this before. Knowledge is power. It's a motto here in my country. Every school almost wants to have the same motto, knowledge is power. And power is the ability to act. Whenever I offer the Millionaire Mind intensive program, I find it interesting that it's usually the people who are... Why? Why did you have to end this way? Alright, so let's try to make sense out of this. First of all, I like this principle. You can be rich or you can be right or you can be rich. But you can't be both. This speaks so much to when you have an idea. In your mind, this idea is right in every sense of the word. You have this idea, this how it's going to match to this, to this, to this, to this, to make up something that is going to be a dream fulfilled. You're right in your mind. But then also you can be rich. What am I saying? Okay, let me first stick to the having of the many ideas. You can be right in your mind, but trust me, if you speak out that idea and someone says it's bullshit, it's that idea can't make you rich, that idea can't be that idea can't be what, that makes you kind of lose focus on this dream that you want to achieve because someone told you it's not right. And so what happens? You stop pushing so hard, and that's how you end up being not rich. Also, you can be rich, but you can't... I can understand this, honestly. You can be right or you can be rich, but you can't be both. I'm trying to think this. Guys, let's think together. But I really think you can be right or you can be rich. Sometimes, if you're trying to seek for validation for every idea that you have, and of course everyone has their biased ideas, their biased answers, you may really end up not reaching where you want to be, meaning you can't be rich. But then if it's the other way around, I think you can really achieve being rich. This way this speaks to me, but I don't know how to really put it out so clearly. You guys tell me in the comment section. Someone can actually explain it better. I'll look out for it in the comment section. And then then this saying by Jim Rohn, if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. You already know your way. What you need is some new ways. This still takes us back to what I said in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. You are in the rat race because you keep using the same methods, same resources to get to this particular goal, or even to many other goals, but using the same method, the same process. Meaning, if right now you choose to go this kind of way, you go there, things fail, you come down, you again start doing, you start again, but still with the same methods and the same wrong ways. Trust me, you'll get nowhere. You will get nowhere. But if you try to adapt certain new ways, try to do things differently from how you did in the previous way, meaning you learned from the mistakes you made in the past, you'll get somewhere. And then there is this saying by Harv Eker here: the learners shall inherit the earth, while the land will be beautifully equipped to live in a world that no longer exists. Meaning, you who calls yourself land, maybe you went to a university and they taught you how to, let me say you did something around IT, and they taught you something, and you know how always IT is evolving. Elon Musk ain't sleeping, and because you think you are learned, there's a difference between being learned and being a learner, like learning always. So the learned person will stay in their kind of learned mindset. They'll keep living in a world that no longer exists. People have moved far beyond what they taught them. Then here's a person who's learning every day. Elon Musk has brought this up. The person is following. Jimmy Donaldson has done this. Jimmy has done that. You keep following. You keep following the trend, trying to adapt something here and there. Steve Jobs has done this. You go try and start seeing, like being that curious person who wants to learn. I'm giving those examples because those are my people. I like them so much because I follow them. So it's very important to have that learning mindset. Let's spin the wheel again. No, before we spin the wheel, there's another thing here I saw. How the poor claim that that education is expensive, or they do not have time to study, and blah blah blah. And by the way, there is no limit to learning. Learning is limitless, timeless. You can learn forever, and that's when you realize that you're growing. You can't miss it. As soon as you stop learning, you're dead. You're dead. I mean, you're dead. You're dead. And so there's a saying here. I'm sure you've heard this before. Knowledge is power, and power is the ability to act. So you can't tell us you're knowledgeable and yet you just seated like a statue. I'm knowledgeable. It's like that really reminds me. In my experience learning, being a programmer, a software developer, we were always told you can't become a programmer by watching someone code, or by watching a screen of someone doing something, or someone trying to solve a problem. And then you tell us you're knowledgeable, you know how to do it. Knowledge is power, and power is the ability to act. You know how to do it, you think you have the knowledge, show us, put it into action. You get? So that really speaks so much to me. I'm liking this book. Let's do our second last page, and then the last page. Hope you're all loving this. Please give those thumbs up, give those comments, give those, what else? Just like I have nothing to say. Spin the wheel, baby. 134. Sounds like we read 134. Let's see. Sounds like we read 134. Yes, we actually read page 134. Let's spin the wheel again and get our second last page number. 13. I don't think we read 13. Let's find out what it says. This is our second last page. Let's find out. So here we are. What does page 13 say? Timely recognize and use its power. That's coming from the previous page. If you have any doubt as to whether it exists, just stick your finger in an electric socket and I guarantee that your doubts will quickly disappear. In my experience, what you cannot see in this world is far more powerful than anything you can see. This speaks like faith. You may or may not agree with this statement, but to the extent that you do not apply this principle in your life, you must be suffering. Why? Because you are going against the laws of nature, whereby what is under the ground creates what is above the ground. This is like a seed. Like you plant a seed, and it's under the ground, it creates what you later on see. Where what is invisible creates what is visible. As humans, we are a part of nature and not above it. That's very true. Consequently, when we align with the laws of nature and work on our roots, our inner world, our life flows smoothly. When we don't, life gets rough. In every forest, on every farm, in every orchard on earth, it's what's under the ground that creates what's above the ground. This even speaks to volcanic eruption, though. That magma from under the ground. Sorry to take you to my geography. That's why placing your attention on the fruits that you have already grown is futile. Okay. You cannot change the fruits that are already hanging on the tree. That's very true. You can, however, change tomorrow's fruits. But to do so, you have to dig below the ground and strengthen the roots. So we have here the 4 quadrants. One of the most important things you can ever understand is that we do not live on only one plane of existence. We live, oh my god, and that's the end of page 13. I think I really seem to understand what's going on here. We focus more on what we see and then on what we hope for. Like, it's like he speaks more around the faith and also the law of nature. We should focus more on the inner, the unseen, than what is out. You get? And even no wonder, I think it's also kind of aligns to, they say when you're working on something, you really do not have to tell everyone you're doing that here, you're doing this, you've done that, you've done that, so that you're going to achieve that and that and that. But rather, work it silently, quietly within you, and people will see the results. And I really think this is so right. This is right. The seed is the most important. The seed. This even speaks to, you see people with riches, you see people having these shares, you see someone with this industry, this factory, this, that, and that, and that. But look at what was their investment. What was that small thing that led them there? The seed. Don't look at the big thing, because you are not at the level of that big thing. But look at, where did this person start from? The seeds of whatever you're seeing now. Where did he, like, for example, if I'm looking at someone like Mr. Beast, if at my level, I'm just coming in, I'm a new player, and if I come in and I'm looking at what he has right now, like, I want to immediately get that, I may not really get it. But if I look at where he started from, the college dropout story, you know, and then his enthusiasm for YouTube, and you know, that is the seed of everything. So I think when you focus more on the inner part of the story, you get to achieve, to have a big understanding of what you can actually see. I mean, that is how I interpret this. I like this page. I like this page. I like this book. I like your book. Let's go to our last page. Now, for those who have been watching from the beginning to this point of the video, who are you? You're such a darling. You're such a God-sent human being. This is for you. This is for you. This is for your growth. You are not watching this video by mistake. You are not watching this and expect nothing out of it. I believe this is going to work out for you, as long as you put everything that you've seen here into practice. And I also recommend, after this, try checking out in the stores near you and find this book. This is a very amazing book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by Harv Eker. Alright, let's see our last page. I feel sad right now because I'm going to leave you guys. I'll miss you. Let's spin the last page. Spin the wheel, baby. 163. 163 is our lucky page. Let's go find out what 163 says. So here's page 163, and it says, also knows that if she spends her money unconsciously as before, she'll never be financially free. Natalie said, it feels amazing to have my money and my mind under control. Again, the idea is to have your money work as hard for you as you do for it. Yeah, it's a win-win game. And that means you have to save and invest rather than make it your mission in life to spend it all. It's almost funny. Rich people have a lot of money and spend a little, while poor people have little money and spend a lot. Wow. Sorry. Long term versus short term. Poor people work to earn money to live today. Yes. Rich people work to earn money to pay for their investments, which will pay for their future. Rich people buy assets, things that will likely go up in value. Poor people buy expenses, things that will definitely go down in value. Rich people collect land, poor people collect bills. I like this truth. I'll tell you the same thing I tell my kids. Okay, we're ready to listen, baby. Ready to listen, sir. Buy real estate. Buy real estate. It's best if you can purchase property that can produce positive cash flow. But as far as I am concerned, any real estate is better than no real estate. Sure, real estate has its ups and downs like any other business actually. Yeah. But in the end, be it 5, 10, 20 or 30 years from now, you can bet it will be worth a heck of a lot more than it is today. And it could be all you need to get rich. Buy what you can afford now. If you need more capital to get involved, you can partner with people you trust and know well. The only way to get in trouble with real estate is to overextend yourself or have to sell in a down market. If you heed my earlier advice and manage your money properly, the likelihood of this happening will be extremely slim and likely none. As the saying goes, don't wait to buy real estate, buy real estate and wait. What a beautiful way to end this game. This is our last page and just listen how it goes. As the saying goes, don't wait to buy real estate, buy real estate and wait. And that's the end of page 163. Alright, my insights from this is let money work hard for you, as hard as you work for it. I've already seen, it's a common saying with the rich. With the rich, when you have the money, don't be the slave to the money. Let the money be the slave for you. Let it work and work for you. And the rich mindset and the poor mindset. The rich mindset seeks to delays its gratification and seeks for investment and plans for the future. The poor mindset seeks for instant gratification and plans for today with no mind of tomorrow. Yes. The rich are buying assets while the poor are buying bills. Why? Stop being poor. And I'm saying stop being poor because it's choice. You choose to be a rich mindseted person. I don't know that word mindseted exists anyway. Or you choose to have a poor mindset. So I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you really did enjoy this game. And please, let's put everything we get from this book into practice. Please try and find out. In our next video, we shall be doing something more spicy and interesting, so make sure you stick around by subscribing and turning on your notification bell so that whenever I upload anything, you'll be number one to view, comment, like and share, and I'll be the first to like your comment and reply to your comments. So I love you all. I love you so much, and for now, peace. Wait, before peace, you like my program? This is a display of my programming skills. I'm a software developer who just quit her job. Don't judge me. I love it already. Story for another day. Yeah, so this is just simple, basic coding yeah, with the help of my best friend, AI and I built this. It's funny to say AI and I, yes. So it was something I did very fast before, so that I can have things in time. Just writing code very fast, and this is the result. I hope you like it. This is my game, and I believe and hopefully in the next video, if I'm to use this, it will be improved. So see you guys. Hope you like this video. Bye bye. Bye. I'm stopping. Don't look at me. Bye.